13 minutes and I'll help you kick the shit out of your social anxiety. So you can date the girls that you actually want. Find the friends that feel like brothers. And so that you can feel more fulfilled, loved, and at peace than you have in years. And spoiler alert, it's not from meditation or from thinking positive things about yourself or from the 5 simple tricks that are BS and don't actually help you. There is one principle that once you master is going to allow you to beat social anxiety like it owes you money. And once you do, the faces of the people around you, when they realize how quickly you've developed into this socially confident, dominant version of yourself, are going to be priceless. And I'm not just speculating, bro. I know how to go through this transformation because I did it. I'll tell you a quick story about one of the hardest conversations that I ever had. I was 22 years old in this bedroom, actually, tossing and turning in that bed right over there because I couldn't sleep. And so I walk out into the living room in my house where my mom is. I was having all of these thoughts that kept coming up that I couldn't stop thinking. It's like my thoughts were bombarding me. I felt on the verge of a panic attack time and time again throughout my day, and it was so shit. All I wanted to do was go to sleep. And it was 7 p.m., bro. But I went out into the living room because at least I wouldn't feel alone then. My mom was out there. My mom's really sweet. All I could think whenever I was on the couch just trying to run away from my thoughts is, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Because in college, right, I didn't have these problems because I had friends, I had girlfriends, I was popular. And the only thing I could think was, what happened? One of the hardest conversations that I ever had was just working up the courage and the nerves to be able to lean up from that couch and tell my mom, who I knew that it would break her heart, to tell her that I needed help, that I wanted to go to therapy. And I saw her face drop a bit because of course she was supportive, of course she was going to help me, but I could tell that I worried her, that she was nervous now, and I felt guilty for that because I'd done pretty well at hiding everything until this point. So this felt like a genuine shift in our relationship, a shift in my life of what I was willing to be honest with. But fast forward 5 months later, and I'm in a bar downtown with Seth and AJ and Michael, some people from high school and some people that I just met a few weeks ago, and we're all taking a green tea shot together. And we're enjoying the music of open mic night and having an amazing time. There's been a girl flirting with me all night long. I got girls in my phone. I have friends hitting me up. And for the first time in months, I feel this oh shit feeling. Like I've done it. I no longer have this feeling of being scared of what's going to happen. I feel like no matter what's coming, I can handle it. I'm not having thoughts when I'm out with people anymore. I feel like I have friends and girls and people who love me all around me, and I have nothing to worry about. And I will tell you, bro, feeling that level of control and freedom again is life-changing. I feel like me again, because that is where I want to help you get to. I'm not going to comfort you and tell you, oh, it's okay. Your brain's just built different and we all have to deal with the cards we're dealt. Fuck no, bro. Absolutely not. Because as nice as that might be to hear, it's not going to help you. The fact is there's nothing wrong with you. It's not like you were genetically sentenced to live with anxiety. We are just the first generation facing the consequences of growing up in a world with social media, unfair comparison, and systems set up for isolation. Our parents didn't have to figure this out. We do. There are reasons why social anxiety and loneliness are way more common now than they were in our parents' generation. There's nothing wrong with you. You simply have to tweak your thinking patterns. Because anxiety isn't some disease, bro. It's an emotion, just like guilt or fear and happiness. And there's no such thing as a good or a bad emotion, bro. They all have purposes. They all have reasons. There's only appropriate and inappropriate. And the purpose behind anxiety is to help you deal with potential threat. And it's completely appropriate if a bear were to walk into the room, right? Because you can decide, do I need to fight this thing? Do I need to run? But the fact is, there's no bear when you're going out with your friends. There's no bear when you're thinking about approaching girls. There's no bear when you want to speak up in work or in class. But it feels like there is, and that's fucking real. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. But I will tell you this, bro, as soon as you cure anxiety by replacing it with the appropriate emotion, your social life is on easy mode. Let me show you how. Boom, boom. Oh. The key to reframing your thinking and killing your social anxiety is by understanding the principle of the social mirror. There is a mirror that reflects back to you what reality is. Every time that you take an action, every time that you speak to someone, you get feedback. But there is something very important about this mirror that no one on YouTube seems to understand, and it's that this mirror is warped. Every piece of feedback that you get from your parents, from your ex, from your friends, it is just drenched in bias and projection. But right now, you treat the social mirror as fact. meaning you not only value other people's opinions of yourself and the world higher than your own, but you also label yourself based off of them. If your friends say, "Oh, you don't look so well today," you think, "Oh shit, really? What's wrong? Well, is there something wrong with me? I actually don't feel so well." If your friend doesn't laugh at your joke, you start to think, maybe I'm just not funny. If a girl rejects you, you think, "Oh, I must not be attractive. I must not be the kind of guy to get girls. I must be unlovable." And these aren't conscious thoughts that you have, of course, but in the back of your mind, this is what's playing. And this is why it's so uncomfortable to face the social mirror. And because you are so invested in other people's thoughts, you structure your life to manage perception rather than to achieve what you desire. Basically, instead of playing to win, you are playing to not lose. It's why meeting new people feels like a job interview. Thinking about approaching girls makes your heart pound. And why even talking to people that you know can feel like a performance. The bear is there because you believe that whatever these people think and say is fact and reflects your character. So it makes sense that you don't approach the girl, bro. You'd rather not approach and not get rejected than have the chance to win everything. But think with me for a moment, my guy. That could be your future wife, the girl that you love and who loves you back unconditionally, who you fall asleep next to every single night, feeling so safe, masculine, and at peace with. But instead, you fall asleep lonely every night, with tension throughout your days. And be honest, bro, a lot of the time it feels like hell. The truth is you aren't that different from the guys that this all comes naturally to. The guys who just have the hot girlfriend. The guys who have the supportive friend group. Who people just seem to naturally gravitate to. The only difference between you and them is your thought patterns, which you can change. You have been small dicking yourself out of this life. And I'm telling you this hard truth because I want you to get a little upset. I want you to feel a little angry and think, yeah, I could fucking do it. I could have done it a while ago. I'm not going to continue to settle. Because the moment that I started having those thoughts, that is the moment that I stopped having these anxious thoughts. And it's like I just became this completely new person. Because in this situation, anger is an appropriate emotion. If you are here with me, with the motivation, the fire, and a twinge of anger, you are ready for the exact steps to kick social anxiety's ass permanently. Step 1 is to recognize cognitive distortions. There are so many things happening constantly around us that our brain has to make shortcuts to understand the world. The problem is those biases and shortcuts that we take are often wrong, and we fall into particular negative thinking patterns because of evolution or our environment or our upbringing that don't let us operate clearly in the world. It's as if, imagine this is a green cup, right? It's got this green little label on it. But right now, you have on red tinted glasses, and no matter what someone says to you, you can only see this cup as red. It's not true to reality, but because of the lens that you're wearing, that's what you can see. And the worst thing is there are other people with these red glasses on who see this cup and say, that's a red cup. But if you're able to take off the glasses, bro, you can obviously see that shit's green. And the thing is, until we look at our cognitive distortions, we don't even realize that we're wearing glasses at all. The more that we understand these lenses, the clearer that we can see the world and the easier it is to actually take action. Because the more that you take correct action, the more your environment's going to give you feedback that you are on the right track. To bring this away from metaphor and back into reality, the more comfortable you are asking for and getting your needs met, which looks like asking the girl out, approaching new friends, getting what you actually want out of life, the more you realize this world wants to help you meet your needs. Save this sheet to your desktop or print it out. I'll link it in the description. And pick out the top 3 cognitive distortions that you keep falling into. And put it somewhere you're going to see it every single day so that you will be reminded to think clearly. And I'm not just pulling this shit out of my ass. There it is. It's been on my wall for about a year and a half. And I look at it every fucking day. It has changed my life. Let it change yours too. Step 2 is to master rational thinking. Stop being content in irrationality. Because right now you have so many thoughts in your head that just don't make logical sense. But you just accept them. Here's a fact check for you, bro. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just little blips in your head that come up because your brain is wired to feed you ideas. It doesn't reflect anything about you. Every thought or belief or idea that you have, you should question it. And this can seem scary at first because we as human beings want to feel like we have some solid sense of the world. So just do this one thought at a time, bro, and start where you want to see change first. If this is with girls, okay, what thoughts and beliefs do I have about girls? There are only a few girls out there that I would like. Pretty girls don't like someone like me. If I make a mistake, I could ruin everything. Replace your unhelpful thoughts with positive, life-changing ones with the rationality framework. I made this little PDF, and if you take nothing else from this video, take this, bro. Ask yourself this series of questions with every emotional, illogical belief that you have and change your fucking brain. Screenshot this, write it down, download it in the description, I don't care. But use this over and over again until you replace every irrational belief that you have with one that is based in reality that's actually going to serve you. And here's an action step for you, bro. If you are brave, write the belief that you are struggling with the most down in the comments, and me or the boys in the gang are going to ask you why. And we're going to figure this shit out together because the gang has your back. Step 3 is question the mirror. From now on, make the bold assumption that every single person in the world is wrong until proven right. If your friend says, oh, you don't look so good, why? You don't just accept it now. No, not you, because you take everything other people say with a grain of salt. You realize the social mirror is warped. Now you simply ask, why? Even do this with me, bro. Don't just take what I say as gospel. Do the action steps, try it, and decide for yourself that this stuff works, or that I'm full of shit. You can steal ideas, but never let anyone do your thinking for you, because now you know the social mirror is warped. And as soon as you start to act like it, your social anxiety starts to wither away. Now, welcome, boys, to the gang members only section, where we talk about the things that are controversial but are actually going to help you. Your bonus tip, the thing that helped me when I was first starting to overcome this anxiety, was to start to see people as NPCs. Their thoughts, their opinions don't matter, almost as if they aren't actual people. And this sounds so fucked up, right? This is very controversial, but every single person is on a spectrum, right? And way over here on this side of the spectrum is where people are, they don't care about the opinions of other people. It doesn't matter how their actions affect other people. They're never thinking about others. On this side of the spectrum is where people are way overthinking, right? They constantly are thinking about other people and they take their opinions so seriously. You're not over here, bro. You are on this side. What this mindset helps you do is it helps you inch closer into the middle. This is where, yes, you do, of course you care about other people, but you're also standing up for your own needs. This comfortable middle ground is where you develop the confidence to gain the friendships, the girls, the freedom from the negative emotional battering that you've been enduring. Your social celebrity life is found in this middle ground, and that is where I want you to be. And once you are here, bro, congratulations, because you have kicked social anxiety's ass and you are living as a completely new person. Like this video if you want to see my questionable facial hair in your feed some more, and goodbye.